What's up, everybody? It's your boy Keith here once again. This evening, I'm going to present to you a video, which is actually a phone interview that was conducted by my pastor, Pastor Emery Moss Jr., senior pastor at Strictly Biblical Bible Teaching Ministries, and it's a on the air, on the phone interview with Walid Shoebat, former terrorist, member of the PLO. He's the author of a couple of books, Why I Left Jihad and God's War on Terror. And I came across it in the archives of all my CDs that I have of my pastor on his radio show that he has that airs weekly here in Detroit and the surrounding metro Detroit area. It's called Bible Talk Radio Program, and it airs on Saturday between 4 and 5 p.m. on AM 1500 WLQV. And I'm sure you can look him up on the web. I don't know if he have a streaming audio or not, but you can check him out. And this is a very interesting excuse me, a very interesting interview of a former terrorist. And this goes into great depth about the mind of a terrorist and what their what are their goals, what are they hoping to accomplish as jihadists and Islamic jihadists. So they have a goal in mind, and you'll be surprised to hear what their goal is. It's stated from a former terrorist himself, who actually now is a brother in the Lord. And you can't tell me that our God ain't real, that our God is not alive and powerful. This is a man who was a terrorist, who was out attempting to kill people, and who gave his life over to Christ. And that's an interesting story in and of itself. He started out researching the Bible in order to disprove the Bible, to convert his wife to Islam. He spent 6 months researching the Bible, and instead of him converting her, he ended up getting converted. Praise God. So interview is about 40 minutes long, so I'm going to break it up into a 4-part series. Like I said, enjoy. If you find these topics or issues interesting, then you're going to enjoy this interview. And this topic is very relevant to today and what we're seeing going on in the world today as far as terrorism in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Pakistan. And also in Thailand, a lot of things happening in Thailand that you don't know about. But I will be, hopefully, Lord willing, having something on that as well. Some very grisly things that's happening in the world today at the hands of Islamic people who claim to have a peaceful religion. But anyway, enjoy.
All right, we have our guest, but right before we talk to Walid Shoebat, let me give you a background here. First of all, his book is awesome. What can I say? The title of his book, Why I Left Jihad, by ex-Muslim terrorist. That's right, okay? Ex-Muslim terrorist, Walid Shoebat. So needless to say, that's a very dangerous kind of combination, isn't it? He left jihad, and he was a Muslim terrorist, not just Muslim, but a Muslim terrorist who has left terrorism behind, and in fact has embraced another religion. Here's what he, this is some more biographical information on him. Walid Shoebat was born in Bethlehem of Judea, Israel. As a young man, he became a member of the Palestinian Liberation Organization and participated in acts of terror and violence against Israel, and was later imprisoned in the Russian compound, Jerusalem's central prison, for incitement and violence against Israel. Okay? So he was quite something else. Says, once released from prison, Walid continued a life of violence and rioting in Bethlehem and the Temple Mount. After entering the U.S., he worked as a counselor for the Arab Student Organization at a Midwestern college, and continued his anti-Israel activities. In 1993, Walid studied the Bible in a challenge to convert his wife to Islam. 6 months later, after intense study, Walid realized that everything he had been taught about Jews was a lie. Convinced he was on the side of evil, he became an advocate for his former enemy. All right, so that is the guy that we have on the phone right now. I have in my hand his book, Why I Left Jihad, but he's written another book, and there's a lot that we're going to talk to him about. Welcome to our program, Mr. Shoebat. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. You know, we're trying to get you on for many weeks, and I know we had some trouble, but we've got you now, and great to have you. Many of our listeners may remember, if they saw the film Obsession, you were in that. As I understand, not long ago, because you're no stranger to Michigan, you were at the University of Michigan. Is that right?
That is correct. Ann Arbor, Michigan, yes.
Yeah. So good to have you back. And listen, there is so much that I want to ask you. Let me start out with something that just was in the news concerning Iran and the president of Iran, who has been making these diatribes over and over again about Israel will soon be wiped out, it will soon fall, and this sort of thing. Do you think, let me ask you this question, do you think that the Western world, and especially the United States, is taking the terrorist threats that come from Iran and terrorism in general, do you think that we're taking it seriously?
Hardly taking it seriously. If we are taking it seriously, we wouldn't be sitting with the PLO and negotiating more land for peace. We'll be crushing the PLO. Right now in the Palestinian areas, of course, you have Hamas and you have the PA, you just have basically the label change. Now it's called the PA, and so it's okay, but Hamas is still the bad guy. So we basically find what we think are good guys, and we support what we think are good guys. We do the same thing in the Northern Alliance in Afghanistan. So we support the Northern Alliance, thinking these are the good guys, yet they're also Muslim fundamentalists as well. Ahmadinejad has made it very clear in his sermon he gave to the United Nations. He began with a prayer calling for the ushering of the Mahdi. And Americans were not aware with the word jihad. Maybe after 9/11, the word jihad became popular. Mm-hmm. But they're not aware with the word Mahdi, which they will be once that becomes also popular. It is in Iran. They're talking about ushering in this Mahdi. This is the part that most Christians in America are clueless about, from both perspectives, from what's happening on the secular level, political level, and from the biblical level as well. Because the Bible talks so much about this coming person from the Muslim world. It'll take me a month just to go over it.
Well, I'll tell you what now, you're going to have a chance, because believe me, I read your book, Why I Left Jihad, and in your eschatology section, it blew me away. Quite frankly, it did. Because, and I'm sure you know this, because you had years of research on this book. But what actually you do in your approach to the Antichrist, you kind of take it away from the way that biblical scholars have seen it for years. But we'll be talking about that. You please hang on. I can't let you get off without dealing with it, because it fascinated me so much. Let me ask you this question. I have a copy of the Jerusalem Post, where they said, and I've been hearing this, Mr. Shoebat, back and forth. It's hard to know what is true or not concerning it. In this article, it says Iran already has the bomb. All right. What about this? We always hear, well, it's 5 years, they might have it, 10 years, it might have it. This article says that they have the capacity, at least, to make 2 nuclear bombs now, and they have a bomb now. What do you think about that?
Well, I think many Christians in the West, they run towards the news when the news is not accurate. I think that we need to kind of hold our horses, because we always jump the gun, especially Christians in the West. Mm-hmm. They hear some news and that's it. Let's not forget, there'll be wars and rumors of wars. Let's not forget there's rumors of wars. If Iran had the bomb, they would have tested it, as Pakistan tested it. So they are on their way of getting a bomb. Let's say all consensus agree to that. Let's not say that they have a bomb. We don't have any confirmation of the bomb. So they're working on it. It is part of their agenda. We have ample information to see Ahmadinejad working at this project. But however, thinking about Iran building a nuclear weapon isn't the main issue as far as I'm concerned. Here's why. Pakistan already has the nuclear weapon. They've tested it. They showed the whole world. And with the American government and the American policy dependent on one person, Pervez Musharraf, to basically keep the peace in Pakistan is absolutely a ridiculous plan. Because at any moment and any time in this history coming, we will see Pervez Musharraf ousted with the Islamic fundamentalist already possessing a bomb.